Hello, Rio Hondo family. My name is Oscar Perez. I'm a student services assistant at the Transfer Center Rio Hondo College. And today I'll be discussing how you can transfer to an institution from the University of California system, also commonly known as UCs. So this will be a Transfer 101 presentation. And, but first and foremost, I want to congratulate all the incoming students on, graduating from high school and taking the next step in reaching your education goals, career goals, whether it be earning a certificate, associate degree, or transferring to a four-year university in the near future. And just know, here, not just the transfer center, but in all the other departments and centers here at Rio Hondo College are dedicated to supporting you and ensuring you that you have the tools that you need to be successful and to reach your goals. I remember my first time going to my community college, so I definitely understand those emotions and feelings that you may be having. But it's very commendable that you are taking this step into your education. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with the presentation. All right, so transfer options. So there are various institutions pursuing in higher education, right? So currently we're one out of 114 community colleges just in the state of California. So as you can tell, there's a lot of community colleges to choose from, but just know Rio Hondo here, you made a great decision in joining us and being part of our family here. Next, we also do have California State University system. So in total, there are 23 campuses that comprise the system. Some of those include Cal State LA, which is, fairly close from here, Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Fullerton, Cal Poly Pomona, and many more. Next, we also have the University of California system. So that's the one we'll be talking more in depth in regards to the requirements, stuff like that. So we have universities like UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC Irvine, UC Riverside, and many more. Next, we have independent and private colleges / universities, and we have over 70 just in the state of California and hundreds all around the United States. So if you're deciding or interested in transferring, these three systems are you may be looking into for the future. Next, so we have this really cool online tool called assist.org. I would encourage you all to become familiar with this online resource. It has a lot of value and it has a lot of things that you can start doing your research regarding major preparation coursework. So essentially, major preparation coursework are classes that you need for a specific major that you're pursuing. And those classes will prepare you for your major and give you the knowledge and skills necessary to be successful once you transfer to a four-year university, and then once you pursue your career as well. So as you can see, if you can just follow along with my mouse, so where you can see academic year, right there, you'll select the academic year that you want. Just note that Assist.org is still doing some updates to their website, so you may not have the most updated academic year. So just go ahead and use whichever academic year that they have regarding that's most updated. Next, institution, there you can go ahead and just find Rio Hondo College. And then over here, you can find agreements with other institutions. So there you can select from either whichever Cal State or UC you want to find those agreements with. So now just know that assist.org, you're able to see your major preparation coursework or even to see if your major is offered at a particular institution, but it only works for Cal States and UCs. So for example, if you take a look at the example down here, their academic year that they found that was the most recent was 2016-2017, institution Rio Hondo College. And then they put the agreement with Cal State University Long Beach. So if you're interested in pursuing like a UC, you can replace Cal State University Long Beach with the UC. And then to your right-hand side right here, you'll see all the majors that are listed or that are offered at that particular institution that you choose. So there you'll be able to see if your major is offered at a particular university. And then once you select on a major, you can view agreements and you'll see, you'll get more information about the major at that particular university, what it consists of, and just some more basic information regarding that major, along with other major preparation coursework that you may need to transfer to that university. So definitely start, becoming familiar with this resource. Is a really great tool. And I would encourage you all to do this research early on and then meet with one of our transfer counselors. That way we can help you, they can help you make an educational plan consisting of all the courses that you may need to transfer in a timely manner. Cool. All right, so the University of California system. Like I mentioned, there's a total of 10 UCs that comprise this system of universities. However, one of those, UC San Francisco, is only for the graduate level. So if you're transferring, you want to pursue a bachelor's, you have these other 9 UCs to choose from. So one thing that makes the UC system unique and compared to other universities is that it has a focus to be, it's focused or intended to be more research based. There's a lot more theory that are discussed in the UCs. It also depends on your major, so just note that as well. But typically it's more research based, more theory based. So a lot of reading regarding theories, and if you're interested also in possibly doing some research later down the road when you transfer, a UC is something that you may want to consider, as they will have more opportunities to do research, and some universities will even pay you to do research in the form of stipends, and some of them will be for a quarter, for a year long, just depending on what you're interested in. All right, so they're geared mostly towards full-time/daytime students. There are not going to be many courses offered during the evening or the weekends. They have more of an expectation for you to be a full-time student at a UC. So at a UC, they'll offer bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs. All right. So the bare minimum, just keep in mind that this is the bare minimum just to be able to apply to transfer to a University of California. It does not guarantee you admissions to a UC. So to begin, you need 60 transferable units. This is a big one. This is something that's for both the Cal State and UC, that's 60 transferable units that you need. Next, minimum of a 2.4 GPA for California residents, and then a 2.8 GPA for non-California residents. Next, the completion of the 7-course pattern. That would be 2 courses in English composition/critical thinking. At Rio Hondo, English composition can be English 101. Critical thinking can be English 201. And then you would also need 1 transferable math course. Depending on your major, if you're like a social science major, most likely you'll have to do statistics, which is math 130. So you'll be able to take that class and meet this requirement from the 7-course pattern. So next, 4 courses from at least 2 of the following areas: arts and humanities, behavioral and social sciences, biological and physical sciences. Some of the things that you can do to be competitive for a UC. So that includes completion of IGETC. So IGETC is a general education pattern. So this IGETC general education pattern will have a list of various courses for you to complete. With the completion of IGETC, once you transfer and you get certified, IGETC certified, it will let the UCs know that you completed all your lower division general education courses at Rio Hondo, so it saves you time and money when you transfer. So that's something that you may want to look into completing. Next, the completion of major preparation courses. Now, for some majors, the UCs will require for you to complete all your major preparation courses. For some majors, they will require for you to complete some of the major prep courses. Now, if you can complete all or the vast majority of the major preparation courses, that would be ideal because it will let the UCs, like their admissions officers and evaluators, know that you've taken the courses needed to have that in-depth knowledge regarding your major. So that will help you definitely make be competitive for the UC system. Next, achieving competitive GPA. Anything over a 2.8 GPA is considered competitive for 6 out of the 9 UCs. Anything over 3.2 GPA is competitive for UCLA, UC San Diego, and UC Berkeley. Now, be mindful that achieving competitive GPA also will depend on your major. So depending on your major, for some UCs, it'll have a higher GPA compared to other UCs. So that's something else that you need to take into consideration. You can always look online, like UC website, like maybe like average GPAs, just that way you get an idea of maybe what you should be striving for. But as long as you try your best, at the end of the day, that's all you can do. So I always encourage students to seek out resources and tutoring, anything like that. That way you can achieve a competitive GPA. All right. So next we have the honors courses / program. So we do have the honors transfer counselor, David, too, at our transfer center. So if you have any questions or would like more information about that, you can always stop by the transfer center to speak with our counselor, David, too. So essentially the honors program will allow you to prepare by taking rigorous classes. And if you successfully complete the honors program, you're able to add that to your UC application. Plus, some UCs and CSUs will grant priority consideration for honor students. So we have what is called UCLA Transfer Alliance Program, so UCLA TAP, and that gives you priority consideration review for majors within the College of Letters and Sciences. And then also for UC Irvine, we have honors to honors as well, which will also give you that priority consideration review. So if you're interested in those two schools, that's something that you may want to look into. But nevertheless, completing the honors program will definitely make you competitive. Next, special college projects / programs. So anything that you're involved with, you'll be able to add that to your application. And then later on, I'll discuss what the personal insight questions are. That way you can consider, being involved on campus or outside of campus, anything like that, if you're able to do so. That way you can add it to your application and allow you to be competitive. Next, any accomplishments, any awards, recognitions, things like that, you'll have the opportunity to add that to UC application. So yeah, so let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Cool. So the UC Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan. So in summary, if you are eligible, your system-wide tuition and fees will be fully covered by scholarship or grant money. So now some of the eligibility, some of the things that you need to consider to be eligible for this program is submit a FAFSA or California DREAM Act application and Cal Grant GPA verification form by March 2nd, be a California resident or have AB 540 status, or have a total individual family income below $80,000. So that's one of the main ones, having that income under $80,000. Next, being the remaining 2 years as a transfer student, and lastly, meet any others campus-specific requirements for UC grant aid. So this is a really great opportunity, really great financial aid program that they have for the UCs. So like I mentioned earlier, I attended a community college. Later, I transferred to UCLA, which I did 2 years there. And at UCLA, I didn't have to pay for anything for tuition and fees. Everything was paid for through this Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan, which is really nice, definitely trying to make an informed decision, something that's going to save money and things like that. So that's something to look into as well. Yeah, so just know that there's this financial aid program that can help you pay for your system-wide tuition and fees. Now, if your income or family income is above $80,000, there's also a middle-class scholarship. So that can cover up to 40% of your system-wide tuition and fees. So that's something also to look into, and that can help you pay for your financial obligations when you transfer to a UC. So next we have UC TAG, also known as UC Transfer Admission Guarantee. So 6 UC campuses offer guarantee/priority admissions through TAG. Those include UC Davis, UC Irvine, UC Merced, UC Riverside, UC Santa Barbara, and UC Santa Cruz. Now, the only schools that do not participate in UC TAG would be UCLA, UC Berkeley, and UC San Diego. But all of these that you see here on the slide, you'll be able to apply. However, just keep in mind that depending on your major as well, some majors for these 6 universities that participate in TAG maybe will not have your major. It just depends what your major is. So if you're interested in finding out if your major is offered through TAG for these UCs, you can always stop by the transfer center and we can help you do that research, or you can speak with one of our transfer counselors as well to find that out. All right, so next, you're only allowed to TAG with one campus. Next, students must complete UC and campus-specific transfer admission requirements to be eligible for TAG. Now, certain UCs that participate in TAG will require you to complete certain courses by specific semester. That's why I always encourage students to definitely meet with a transfer counselor as soon as possible. And if you're interested in this program, you can bring that up to your counselor and they can help you create an educational plan that will consist of you meeting these campus-specific transfer admissions requirements. So it's really cool to look into, and definitely something to keep in mind when meeting with the counselor. So now, TAG application period is between September 1st to September 30th of the year prior to transferring. So you'll submit your TAG application between this time period. Then later on in the fall, you'll apply for just your regular admissions application for the UCs. All right, so when do you apply to transfer to a UC? So generally, just know that there are 2 admission cycles, one in the fall, one in the winter/spring. So for the fall, the admissions period for that is November 1st to November 30th. And know that the fall admission cycle will have all the UCs available for you to apply to. Now for the winter/spring, they'll have a limited amount of UCs available for you to apply to. For example, this year, the only schools that were available for students to apply to in this period was UC Santa Cruz, UC Merced, and UC Riverside. And students would apply to those schools between July 1st to July 30th. And also something important, just know that you apply a year prior to transferring. So that's a big one. Next, personal insight questions, also known as PIQs, and you would answer 4 out of 7 questions. So another thing that's unique to the UC system and their application process is that they will require for you to answer personal insight questions. Compared to the Cal State, they won't ask you to complete any personal insight questions, nothing like that. So the personal insight questions are designed to, it would essentially be questions in the form of prompts, and you'll answer it, and they're intended for the evaluators and admissions officers at UCs to get a better understanding of who you are, your educational journey, anything that you've been involved with, why you're pursuing the major you're pursuing, and the UC you're pursuing, things like that. So they want to get to know you a little bit more. So it's more of a holistic process by including these PIQ questions, right? So just keep in mind of that. Also, I would encourage you all, you're starting off at a fresh, clean slate here at Rio Hondo College, for you all to, consider filling out a UC transfer admission planner. So UC transfer admission planner, you could type it in on, your address bar, in whatever web browser you're using, and essentially this transfer admission planner will allow you to input all the classes that you are taking and will take in the future. That way you can easily, monitor, and also your counselors, and when you speak with university representatives, they can monitor your progress, see where you're at, if you're missing any classes, or see what GPA you have so far, anything like that. So and then when you apply to a UC, if you have a transfer admission plan, and you can easily transfer those courses onto your application. So it'll save you some time in doing so. So just keep in mind that. All right, and that concludes my presentation discussing in detail the University of California system, UCs. Once again, welcome to Rio Hondo. I'm very excited for your future. I know you will be able to accomplish all that you set out, and just know that the Transfer Center is here to support you, motivate you, and provide you with the knowledge you need to make an informed decision in regards to transferring. Just know that the transfer process is from a start, middle, and end process, so as soon as you get to Rio Hondo, feel free to stop by the transfer center. We'll be virtual in the fall, so you can always reach out to us via phone or email, and we'll be more than glad to help you in any way that we can. So welcome, and I hope you have a great summer. Take care, and look forward to speaking with all of you in the fall. Thank you.